Welcome, welcome again, everyone, to the Jay Walking Podcast. And I appreciate you for sticking around and listening to the fourth episode. One, I appreciate you if you listen up to this point. And honestly, I just appreciate you guys listening to the Jay Walking Podcast. Today is another special episode where we're going to tap in a little bit more to that mental wellness field and just continue to have a conversation how it blends in with anime. Now, I just want to open up and say, before anime was like mainstream and just like a huge thing, a part of our culture, anime was looked at as something that the weird kids or the weird, you know, kids listen to, like whether it's the music or the episodes or even just watching it on YouTube where everybody was like looking at you. It was not met with the greatest, interactions. And I know for me growing up, like watching anime, being a part of that culture and just playing video games and just reading manga, like it was not socially accepted at that time just yet. And looking back on it, it did kind of suck because I was just getting clowned for just liking anime. Like people weren't as hyped when I look at the new games, whether it was on the computer or I went to the GameStop store and just picked up, a pre-order game where I was just waiting like weeks and weeks on end. I never stood outside of a GameStop, but I did wait until like it was ready to pre-order and I just went in casually and just like, hey, like I want this game. Or like I went the day of to get the game and then be able to play it. And I was just showing love to my passions back at the time because anime, again, like I said, over the course of 3 episodes, it has such a huge impact on like not only my life, but just I know so many other people's lives were impacted by anime. But we'll get into all that later in this episode. And again, I just want to say again, I appreciate you. But back to this thing. But yeah, growing up, it was not socially accepted to watch anime. I got made fun of. I literally remember a story where I was in the gym with two of my friends playing Yu-Gi-Oh at the time and just learning the game because I didn't know how to play it. I didn't know the proper steps. I didn't know what to do. So I was just learning and playing and doing my own thing. And one of my friends at the time, well, I say friend, but I would say more of an associate. He walked by and he was like part of the band, and he asked me like, "Yo, what are y'all guys playing?" And I said, "Oh, we playing Yu-Gi-Oh." And after I said that, the look he gave me was such an interesting like, "Oh, you play that?" Like, "Oh, you know about anime?" Ever since then, like I haven't interacted with him as much, and it was very disheartening because besides like the friends I like was with, it just felt like I was just isolated. I felt alone when it came to this hobby. And sure, I had friends, but it was not many friends that were watching in this anime or playing video games to the level that we were a part of and being immersed in that culture. It was just so lonely. Like I didn't really have friends like that who was interested in anime. Sure, I had like friends who were interested in different things, and obviously I adapted and like navigated my time in middle school and eventually high school. But anime wasn't looked at how it is right now, which is interesting because now it's like mainstream and now it's more acceptable for everyone here, And I'm gonna get into all that towards the end of this, podcast and this episode in particular. But I just want to start off like the basics. I want to paint you a story. So just imagine a kid who's young and just always been isolated or alone when it comes to like this particular hobby or interest. So just have that in your mind. I kid you not, it was just like the loneliest feeling and it was just not the greatest time. However, that pretty much all changed literally like over the course of the years. But I would say the shift that I had of like, oh, not many people, shun this. Everyone like likes this is when I went to my first convention at Florida SuperCon. Before I continue into this story, I would like to say shout out to Florida SuperCon because that was my first convention in Miami at the Miami Convention Center where my whole world just changed. My whole interaction when it comes to how anime can impact so many other people's lives and connect with other people was eye opening. Again, shout out to Florida SuperCon. Anyways, I went to Florida SuperCon because my cousin wanted to go to this convention for the first time. I didn't know anything much about it, but I was like, sure, it's all about anime and it's a space where I can just relax and chill. Hell yeah, I'll go. And I kid you not, like my first time going, I had no idea what was happening. I saw so many people cosplaying. I didn't even know that was a thing at the time. I didn't even know that was a word, like cosplaying. But now I do because I do my own cosplays and try my best to bring the character to life. It was such a cool experience to see so many people just having fun, whether it's like little kids to like grown adults who are like so passionate about anime. And it was a great feeling. It was a great experience to have because for someone who felt so alone when it came to this hobby, even as I was like a young 20-ish old, like, Jay, I literally still felt like I was alone in that process until I went to the convention. And ever since then, I went to this same convention so many years. Like, I think this is like last year was like my fourth or fifth time going. And it's just a great experience because I met so many people there and just so many different cultures and ethnicities. It was a great experience. So just to kind of paint a picture, like the convention I go to every single year is mixed with so much diversity because one, we in Florida in the heart of it, Miami, out of all places. And I met so many cool people there. To this day, have a group of friends in a group chat right now who like is close with me, because of anime. We're talking about our own cosplays, and hopefully, if I go to Florida SuperCon, I'll be cosplaying as Blade from the Marvel universe. And I'm talking about specifically Wesley Snipes Blade. So I just want to throw that out there. That's gonna be my future cosplay. And cosplay has such an impact on the culture and the mindset of not just me as a black nerd, but just every sort of nerd out there. Like, shout out to like all the nerds out there, whether you're a man, woman, queer, introvert, part of the LGBTQ plus community, extrovert, like whoever can relate to this. Shout out to you because anime and the nerd culture is now the culture and we are part of the wave, and I'm so proud of us for being a part of that because we made it from not having friends or like having little interests because other people had little interests and watching Toonami at night, like on a Saturday, going on Sunday morning just to watch either Naruto, Yu Yu Hakusho, Death Note potentially at that time. I don't know. It was just so many episodes and animes. Dragon Ball Z come up every single time. So I just want to shout out us because we made it through the trenches before anime became mainstream. And the reason why I'm bringing it up because not only the fact that it's mainstream, but conventions and online spaces is now so prevalent when it comes to just anime because I literally scrolled on Twitter when Solo Leveling was dropping. For those who don't know, Solo Leveling is an amazing anime that's being adapted by a Korean manga webtube that was literally posted on the internet for consuming content and just consuming their product to now turn to like one of the biggest animes currently right now. And the amount of people I see on Twitter just interacting and loving like the culture of like not only what the anime is providing, but the space that people are interacting and having these relationships with. Like I literally interacted with a random person talking about the recent episode when literally Sung Jin Woo was fighting against Baru. For those who don't know, that's a spoiler ahead, but just know it was the Ant King versus Sung Drip Woo. And I say Sung Drip Woo because that man is drippy out here. But if you're interested in that, just look into Solo Leveling and just watch it on Crunchyroll. But going back to again, like this being a main culture, because again, the fact that I randomly like was liking different things on the internet just so I can like see what the anime culture is like at that time. It was such a great experience just to see so many different people, so many different ethnicities and cultures and race having a common interest of this episode was fire, this anime is great. And it's the same with the convention. Like you go in the convention, you go seeing people who watching Demon Slayer to even Jujutsu Kaisen and cosplaying these characters or bringing these characters to life while also interacting with others and hanging out with each other, whether it's the after party at Florida SuperCon or even just during the convention times where we're just walking around hanging, eating, and just talking about our favorite love for anime and even connecting with other people to do potentially business with other people is such a great thing to just have an anime culture because I'm telling you now, the conventions are where it's at. Because, like I said, that culture and where we're at right now is a great thing because the conventions that I've been going to, such a great experience. Nice, lovely people. Even the vendors who are selling stuff literally are the most humbled and appreciative people out there because we all started from, being made fun of for watching anime or made fun of for our hobbies that wasn't aligned with the cultural norm or societal norm at the time. Now anime and the nerd culture is culture. Like you hear in recent songs where they make anime references and those who know it will pop, be like, oh, this was part of the song. And now we in a place where it's more acceptable, and those who are not watching anime we see them as the weird ones now. So it's kind of like the roles are reversed, where those who never watched it was like, oh, you don't watch anime, I don't know about this. So now those who do watch anime, we're all welcome and loved and appreciative. And I just love, the shift in that. Obviously, you want to include everyone else, but obviously, we can't like force anime upon people. So it's just so cool to see the shift and change from that. And also, again, back to like the community and just finding other people like you. Like, I met this one dude, his name is Tim. Shout out to Tim. He streams on TikTok. I met him at the convention. We cosplay together and try to figure out ideas. And I know we in a group chat. So if you're listening to this, bro, shout out to you, Tim, bro. You are doing excellent work. You're streaming, you're killing it. And I'll just say this right now. You even inspire me to start podcasting again. And not just, starting it, but actually continue to do something. You also inspire me to work out and try to get that anime mindset and mentality. So I just want to say shout out to you. And if you're listening and watching this, I just want to say, brother, I appreciate you. Keep going beast mode. I'm going to do the same, and hopefully we can be on the podcast together. I did invite you. You did say whenever you have time. So please look for that future episode where I bring Tim on this podcast. But the reason why I'm bringing him up because I never knew this person at all. And the fact that I met him at a convention, then met a group of people at the convention that he knew, and then I get to know them through him, it just created a safe space where I can literally talk to people I have never met a day in my life. And we're now like good friends that is waiting for the convention and motivate each other to do new things, whether it's streaming, working out, new anime that comes out, like telling people like, yo, you need to watch this, and just motivating each other and just looking out for each other. So it's just a whole vibe and a culture, and just even discovering like this along the way helped my mental health so greatly because anime impacted me to the point where I like changed my mindset, but it was the connections with others that had the same mindset is what drove me to do better and be a better version of myself. It's just crazy, man, how we are in a time where the nerd culture and like anime space and all that is now part of the culture, and it's just such a great feeling to have, dog, man. It's so great, man. Like if you love anime, like shout out to you, shout out to all the nerds again, and just shout out, to all the people who made it through again from Toonami days to now watching it on Crunchyroll. But if you don't watch anime, you haven't even had an interest in it, I, challenge you to watch something that is along with your interest. Like for instance, if you're into a sport, well, there's like basketball, there's basketball anime. If you want to watch a soccer anime, there's a great anime called Blue Lock. Chef's kiss. I'm just saying that right now. And if you're into like psychological, like I said earlier, Death Note, whatever you're into, like I'm sure there's an anime out there waiting for you. But we don't want to force you because just like us, and the name of this podcast, Jaywalking. We're taking one step at a time. We did that, and we just want you to join the journey and walk with us. So if you want to choose to, go ahead. But if not, that's okay. We still welcome you, and this is a safe space for everyone, from nerds to people who are not into anime and just interested in it, or for those who are interested in hearing my voice and just interact with me. We appreciate all of you. Now, I just want to say again, thank you. And to next, not necessarily the next episode, but in a future episode, I want to state and express how cosplaying has changed the mindset of so many different people, and how cosplaying literally like not save people's mental health, but how it gives us a boost. And I'll talk all about like, that just cosplaying stuff, because that of in itself is such a great feeling and a great thing to like express and like talk about. But that'll be in the next episode. So thank you guys for listening. And if you're watching, thank you for watching the podcast. Thank you for being here. And one thing I would like to say is like, if you're going through a struggle, man, or you're going through a time and you just feel alone, don't hesitate to reach out for help. And please, please, please look out for those who are around you, because your strongest friend could also be the person who needs the most help. Again, just take care of yourselves and take care of each other, man. Spread love, and let's take this walk together, hand in hand, and express and share our stories one step at a time. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next episode.